Yeah, I'm 61 years old, yeah, last November. I do what normal people do. I work 40 hours a week. I spend a lot of time running the Facebook group that I run. That's a lot of fun. I get to meet a lot of people through that. I enjoy chatting with people, catch up with people I haven't seen since I was 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, that keeps me pretty busy. Well, I'm a security supervisor for a company called TNT. That's has its days, as most jobs, I suppose. Some days it can be really rough, other days it's just easy. Earlier on in life, I started off my days as a truck driver. Went up there from truck driving. I worked with bands as a roadie. Toured Australia with one particular band, but supporting some of the biggest names in rock and roll. Had some very good times. Pretty much when I was 13 years old, I wanted to be like my mum and my dad. I adored them. And they smoked and they drank the Aussie lifestyle back then. So, yeah, I had my first puff. I think it was, my mum gave me money to go to school every day and on the bus, and I took it this particular day and bought a packet of 10 Viscount cigarettes. That's what my mum used to smoke. And I lit one up and I was sick as a dog I was. I coughed and felt horrible, absolutely horrible, nearly passed out. I think I tried again, didn't like it, and it was not long after that a group of people, the cool people at school, offered me a smoke. I didn't want to say no because I didn't want to be not cool, so yeah, I had one, I coughed, they laughed, I had another one, and it got easier and easier and easier, and yeah, took it up from there. Eventually, after 40 to 45 years, I was smoking anywhere between 25 to 40 cigarettes a day. And yeah, a lot. Yeah, many times. The longest I went, I think, was 3 months, and something would always tip it off. It get me back to lighting up a smoke. Once you lit up the smoke, that's it. Yeah, you feel very low, and you've broken your pattern, and of course you're going to have another smoke and continue till you're strong enough to do it again. Yeah, I did that for many tries. Yeah, different things at different times. I was a truck driver for a while there, and somebody would cut me off on the road, get angry, to cool the stress down, you'd have a smoke. Had an argument with my ex. That was after 3 months I'd given up, and then we split up and I started smoking again after that. Yeah, it's the main thing is, I suppose, just things that go wrong in your life, which trigger it off. At the start, top of the world. Yeah, it's you feel like when I was growing up, you feel real cool, because everybody done it. But the older you get, the more you start not feeling well, start coughing, and even though you're doing it, you can still keep smoking. This time around, we moved from one smaller depot to a very large depot. So I knew there wasn't going to be no smoking on the premises, so I started cutting down, got down to 2 or 1, and we moved to the new depot. I was hiding the fact that I was breathless walking around on patrol, and my boss then, he had given me 2 big boxes one day to carry behind him. I couldn't make it halfway. I buckled over, I couldn't breathe. He was worried, shocked and things, so virtually I give up from there. That was the last time, yeah. I'd been smoke-free for about a month, maybe 2 months, and I still had a nag in my throat, coughing and itchy throat. And when I ate, it was like trying to swallow razor blades virtually. And then one day when I'd done that, I coughed and I looked at my hands and I had blood. I thought, this ain't too good. So I went on like that for a couple more days and got worse and worse. So as most men, we're all wimps, we don't like doctors. So but I buckled, I went to the doctor and he sent me to a specialist. The specialist put cameras up my nose and things like that and said I had a tumour. So from there he sent me to another specialist and he said I had a tumour too. And virtually from there it was day after day of tests, biopsies, x-rays, scans, things and that, until they realised I had actual tongue cancer. Bad, really bad, yeah. Yeah, it was, you think in that case the worst on your mind, I'm gonna die. Yeah, it's just a fact. And the doctor would tell you that there's 50-50 chance that you're going to survive or you're not. You don't know what to think. So after the initial shock, I was still going to work after the diagnosis. Being a man, just saying, don't worry about it, I don't care what happens, I'll get by. Something happened and I just broke down in tears, and that's when I went off work. And then it was the ongoing into hospital, had to have a biopsy taken, had the biopsy taken, then I was admitted to Peter MacCallum Clinic 2 days later. And that's when they started doing all their tests and measuring me up for the mask and all that sort of stuff. I'm lucky of being single now that I didn't like to bring friends and family. I'd let them know what's going on Facebook, but I didn't want to, I don't know why, I didn't want to involve anybody because I didn't want to give them the worry of worrying about me on top of what they have to do with their families. So I virtually did most of it myself, but I had my nephew, he'd help me out every now and again when it got too tough with me, Darren. And yeah, it was financially, it took a bit of a pounding because I was out of work for 6 months, still getting paid but not as much. Plus you had to buy all these things and that, and painkillers that weren't cheap. Yeah, emotionally it just dragged me right down to the ground. It's, yeah, I underwent 3 months, I think, of treatment all up. I'd done most of it myself, jumping on a bus from home to the tram stop into the city, onto another tram to East Melbourne, walked to Peter MacCallum, had my treatment, done that every day, yeah, for nearly 3 months. Yeah, so I was pretty exhausted afterwards. I suppose I wouldn't smoke knowing what I know now. And I suppose I'd be a completely different person now if I didn't take up smoking. It's the thing to do. You laugh when people say quit. No, I can quit whenever I like. I went through that stage too. But don't let it go on too long because it does catch up to you in the end. And like I said, I'm 61 years old. I'm coming into the time of retirement of my life that you need to enjoy. You need to get out, you get about and things, but for me the damage is done. Don't be like me. I can't walk a kilometre without stopping now through COPD that I've got as well. I can't do the things like I used to do when I was young. A lot of things. It will get you, it's going to catch up to you. It was absolute nightmare, the treatment I had to go through for 2 years. Yeah, I lost all my taste sensation, I lost my saliva glands. Still now I have to go back to the doctor every 6 months for a checkup. That's the most degrading thing you ever have to do, because you've got to stick a camera up your nose, all the way down the back, put these 4 fingers up to here, down your throat, feel the back of your tongue, and don't, just stop smoking before it's too late, because it will get you, it will.